Several months ago, I released my first video where we took on Pokemon Crystal using nothing but a Shuckle, and you guys seemed to like it quite a bit. So I figured it was time to team up with our old friend again and take on the brand new Galar region. Can you beat Pokemon Sword only using a Shuckle? My name is Trendge, and we're about to find out. We're not able to select Shuckle as our starter, so I traded him over from another game as an egg so that he won't disobey us as he levels up. As you probably know already, Shuckle thrives off of Defense Curl and Rollout, but the only way to teach a Shuckle Defense Curl in Gen 8 is to breed a Shuckle with a Wimpod that knows Defense Curl. The new baby, who we'll name Noodles, will know Defense Curl and learns Rollout at level 5. That's what I'm talking about. You guys gave me a lot of flack for letting Hop pick Grookey in my Pikachu challenge, so I'm going to give Hop the advantage again and pick Grookey so that he picks Sobble. This is a challenge video. It's supposed to be at least somewhat challenging. After taking care of the game's tutorial, we hit a handful of max raid battles to get Shuckle up to speed. Once he reaches level 12, we make our way to the Budew drop-in to battle Team Yell. As expected, they're no match for our mighty Shuckle, and we clear them out with the Defense Curl and Rollout combo. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Defense Curl doubles Rollout's power. I wish I had known that when I made my first Shuckle challenge, but whatever. After the Gym Challenger ceremony, Shuckle has to take on Hop. Wooloo doesn't do very much damage to us before being taken out by Rollout, but as expected, we run into trouble when we get to his Sobble. We take most of his HP with a full power Rollout, but he hits us with Water Gun, dealing a good amount of damage. We aren't able to deal enough damage with another Rollout, and he takes us out with a second Water Gun. On our second attempt, Wooloo goes down much more smoothly, and a full power Rollout is enough to drop Sobble in one hit. Shuckle learns the move Rock Throw, and we easily take out Hop's Rookidee. After crossing Route 3 in the first Galar Mine, we come across everyone's favorite trainer, Bede. Colossus uses Confusion on us at the start of the battle and inflicts Confusion on Shuckle. We're able to push through the Confusion to land 2 Struggle Bugs, but Colossus hits us with Endeavor, dealing a massive amount of damage. We're able to take him out, but Catheta takes us down with Psybeam. After a couple of more tries, I give Shuckle a Citrus Berry to help deal with Colossus using Endeavor. It pays off for us, and we're able to take out Catheta and Hatena with high-powered rollouts. After a bit of training on Route 4, we can head into the first gym battle against Milo. His Grass-type Pokemon proved to be a bit of a challenge for Shuckle. We go for our Defense Curl and Rollout strategy, and take down Gossifleur without much trouble. Because we're still in the middle of Rollout, we aren't able to Dynamax right away, and we get hit by a couple G-Max moves. I decided that since we've made it this far, we may as well see if we can beat Milo without Dynamaxing at all. Eldegoss gets us down to 1 HP, but by some miracle, we bring it down with a Struggle Bug. With the first badge collected, we head on to Route 5. We find Team Yell again on Route 5, and Shuckle makes quick work of their team. Hop is so jealous of our new bike that he challenges us to another battle before we can make it to the next gym. We have a hard time getting his Wooloo to go down because he keeps using Defense Curl, and Shuckle keeps missing his attacks. We finally whittle down his HP, and Hop sends out Drizzile, who uses Bind. It doesn't take long before he switches to Water Pulse, and Shuckle goes down. On round 2, Wooloo goes down much more easily, and Drizzile just so happens to catch the last 2 rollouts in our cycle, taking him out. Hop's last Pokemon is a Corvisquire, who's no match for Shuckle. Now we can take on the second gym leader, Nessa. I knew Nessa's team of water Pokemon was going to give us trouble, but I had no idea just how much. On our first attempt, we weren't even able to get past our first Pokemon, Goldeen. We really lost to a Goldeen. We try the battle again at level 30, but we still lose, so I decided this would be the perfect time to go grab the leftovers. Even at level 30 with the leftovers, we still can't beat Goldeen. It's not until we reach level 35 that we're able to get Goldeen to fall by using Rollout, and get lucky enough to avoid Confusion from Water Pulse. Barracuda thankfully goes down from one hit with Rollout. Nessa's final Pokemon is our Dreadnought, who hits us with Max Geyser. Like before, we couldn't Dynamax due to still using Rollout. We had Dreadnought for a ton of damage, and Dynamax to use Max Guard so that we can let leftovers heal us up a bit. We use Max Flutterby, but it's still not enough. Dreadnought fails to take us out, so we go for another Max Guard just to be safe. We barely survive one last Razor Shell, and take Dreadnought out with Bug Bite. Now that we have the second gym badge, we can make our way through Galar Mine number 2. Well, almost. Once we make it inside, Bede challenges us to another battle. His Colossus again uses Endeavor to deal a massive amount of damage to Shuckle. We get Colossus down to low health just in time for Bede to use a Super Potion. It doesn't take us long to take him out, but our health is pretty low at this point. Catheta hits us with Rock Tomb, but goes down from Rollout on the next turn. Hatena pelts us with Psybeams, taking most of what little health we have left. She finally falls after 3 Bug Bites. We only have 13 HP remaining by the time we make it to Ponyta. She uses Confusion, but thankfully it only hits us for 3 HP. After 3 bug bites, Ponyta goes down, and Bee loses again. Hop and I have a battle with Team Yell at the end of the mine, but they don't stand a chance against us. Back at the Budu drop-in, we have our first battle with our third rival, Marnie. We kick off our famous combo, and our Krogok begins to pelt us with Revenge. The leftovers keep us from losing too much HP. Her Scraggy goes down even quicker, causing her Morpeko to get hit with a full-powered rollout, giving us the win. I was sure that the third gym leader, Kabu, would give us no issue given that he uses fire types, but boy was I wrong. Ninetales kicks things off with an Ember, and we go for Defense Curl. Unsurprisingly, it uses Will-O-Wisps next, cancelling out our leftovers. It takes a few hits to take Ninetales out, but one powerful attack brings Arcanine down. We Dynamax to take on Kabu's Centiskorch, but he attacks first and nearly takes us out. Max Rockfall deals very little damage, and Centiskorch takes us out. After a handful of tries and a few more levels, we're able to time Rollout so that the strongest hit lands on Centiskorch, taking him out with a one-hit KO. With the Fire Badge obtained, we head out to find our next challenge. Before we can challenge Bea, or is it Bee? Let me know in the comments down below how you pronounce her name. We have to have a battle with Hop again. His Cramorant actually does a decent amount of damage to Shuckle, but he doesn't last very long thanks to Rollout. Drizzile goes down after 2 rollouts, but not before hitting us with a critical hit Water Pulse. Hop Silicobra is a bit of a problem for us. In order for Rollout to build damage, it has to land each turn. Silicobra knows the move Dig though, so we have trouble dealing any significant damage. To top it off, it uses Glare to paralyze us too. Luckily for us, Dig takes up 2 turns, so Leftovers heals us more than Dig hurts us. It takes forever, but eventually we're able to bring it down. Toxel is last, and we make quick work of him with Rollout. With Hop out of the way, we can finally challenge Bea. This is actually my first time battling Bea ever. I haven't done a normal playthrough of Sword yet, only Shield. Rollout is a rock type move, which does very little damage to fighting types. However, it's Shuckle's best move at the moment, so we go for our usual combo. Her Hitmontop uses Revenge and does a ton of damage. This gym is going to be a tough one. To make matters worse, Hitmontop knows Counter and uses it right after being hit by a heavy rollout. On our second attempt, I make it to our next Pokemon, but we have very little HP left and are quickly taken out. After countless losses, I do some research and find out that Shuckle can learn the TM for Sludge Bomb. This is exactly what we need. We breeze through our first 2 Pokemon, and poison her Surf Edge, causing him to go down quickly. Bea Gigantamaxes her Machamp, and we use Max Guard to prepare for the worst. We get hit with the Max Darkness on the next turn, which does very little damage. Shuckle uses Max Ooze, and also does little damage in return. We go for Max Guard again to stall, and use our last Sludge Bomb before switching to Rollout. After a few turns, Machamp goes down, and the fighting badge is ours. As much as I would love to head straight to gym number 5, we have to battle Beat again. His Duosion takes a lot of damage from Bug Bite, but goes down after a few turns. Gothorita, Hatchrim, and Ponyta all go down in just one hit from Rollout. Beat gets kicked out of the gym challenge, but that's not our problem, so we head through Glimwood Tingle to Balanlea. The 5th gym leader and Fairy Master Opal kicks things off with their Galarian Weezing. Its moves barely damage Shuckle at all, and we quickly take it down with Rollout. Togekiss falls immediately, and Mawile is sent out next. It also crumbles beneath Shuckle's might, and Opal resorts to Gigantamaxing her Alchemy. We miss our attack and need a G-Max finale like a champ. We go back and forth not doing much damage to each other, and eventually go back to our normal forms. It only takes one more attack to bring it down, and we claim the Fairy Badge from Opal. Our next gym challenge is in Circhester, but we have to have a battle with Hop again before we can get there. This battle gave me nightmares during the Pikachu challenge. Hop kicks things off with Trevenant, and we try to use Sludge Bomb to poison it. He hits us with Confuse Ray, and Shuckle inflicts damage on himself. We finally manage to poison Trevenant, and use Bug Bite until he goes down. Hop has an Inteleon now, which is bad news for Shuckle. We get lucky enough to poison him on the first turn, but he starts pelting us with Snipe Shot. After 4 Snipe Shots, Shuckle goes down. We lose a couple more times before leveling up to 62 and trying again. Inteleon hits us with Snipe Shot again, but uses Tearful Look on its second turn, giving us the ability to take one more Snipe Shot before bringing it down. Snorlax catches a full-powered Rollout, and Heatmor and Bolton go down right behind him. With that out of the way, we can cross Route 7 and 8 and head to Circhester, where we'll find the next gym. Like Bea, I've never battled Gordy before, so I had no idea his first Pokemon was part Water type. Great. I teach Shuckle Dig to prepare for this battle, but quickly get defeated thanks to the move Razor Shell. I had a lot of trouble dealing with Barbaracle, so after a few tries, I decided to Dynamax Shuckle at the start of the battle. It took all 3 turns, but we took him down, and then Gordy sends out our biggest threat yet, Shuckle. He's not able to deal much damage to us, so we kick off our famous combo. After a few turns, the false Shuckle is taken out. Stone Joiner is sent out next and gets taken out right away. Gordy's final Pokemon is Gigantamax Colossal, who does very little damage with his G-Max move. Shuckle manages to miss Rollout, so we go for Dig after taking another hit. This causes his third attack to miss, and he goes back to his normal form. From here, we pelt him with Dig until he goes down. Gordy hands over the Rock Badge, and we press on to the next gym. Once again, we're forced to have a battle with Hop, so let's just get this over with. It takes a little time to chip away at Dubwool, but we have nearly all of our HP by the time he falls. Inteleon uses Cheerful Look instead of attacking, causing us to drop him in one hit. Pincurchin manages to paralyze us, but we get him to go down right after. Snorlax is next, and he actually takes more damage from Rollout than I was expecting. We switch to Sludge Bomb and get lucky enough to poison him, but unfortunately he gets the best of us and takes us out with Heavy Slam. This battle ended up giving me a lot of trouble. Even at the magical level of 69, I just can't beat Hop. Finally, at level 72, we're able to take down Snorlax and then Hop's final Pokemon, Corviknight. We have an easy battle against Team Yell on Route 9, but before we can get into Spikenet the Challenge Gym number 7, we have to battle Marnie again. First up is our Liepard, who uses Torment to prevent us from using the same move twice in a row. Shuckle deals quite a bit of damage with Rollout, but misses, so we switch to Sludge Bomb. We're fortunate enough to poison Liepard, and it quickly goes down. Scrafty begins to use Crunch on us, which does very little damage. He also hits us with Swagger, but Shuckle pushes through and brings him down. Croagunk also uses Swagger, but we're not as lucky this time and take confusion damage a few turns. Morpeko is sent out just in time to be steamrolled by Shuckle, and we claim the victory. You're required to have 2 Pokemon to challenge the 7th gym thanks to a double battle with Team Yell, so we head out to the wild area and catch a second Shuckle. This Shuckle knows the move Rest, so it'll spend the whole battle asleep to keep it from attacking. Pierce Scrafty kicks things off with a Brick Break, and we go for a Defense Curl. Rollout doesn't do much damage, and we run into trouble when he starts to use Sand Attack. This ruins Rollout. We're able to finally take him down and get past Malamar, but we run out of power points on Obstagoon and eventually struggle ourselves to death. After a few more tries, we're able to poison Obstagoon with Sludge Bomb and slowly chip away at his health. Skuntank is up last and quickly hits us with Toxic. Not good. We kick off Rollout and take him out with just over half of our HP to spare. Having the Dark Badge in our grasp means there's just one more to go. I figured our battle with Raihan would be a challenge since it's a double battle, and I was right. I don't allow our second Shuckle to attack, so it's basically a damage sponge, but a low level damage sponge. Gigalith's Rock Blast does a hefty amount of damage to Shuckle, and even though I was able to poison Flygon, it doesn't take long for us to lose this battle. This was one of the most frustrating battles in the game, given that it's effectively a 2 against 1 battle. At level 92, we start to make some progress. We're lucky enough to poison Flygon on the first turn, and we proceed to use Rollout against Gigalith. Our assistant Shuckle is quickly taken out. It takes quite a while to chip away at Gigalith and for the poison damage to bring down Flygon. Sandaconda paralyzes us with Glare, and I decide to go ahead and Dynamax against Duraludon and use Max Guard to stall for a bit. This allows Leftovers to give us a bit of HP. On the next turn, we use Max Quake, dealing little damage to Duraludon. Sandaconda keeps using Protect, and we go for Max Guard again. We have a difficult time attacking once we go back to our normal forms because Shuckle keeps flinching from Raihan's attacks. Once we're able to build up some power with Rollout, we take out Duraludon. Sandaconda's attacks alone aren't able to deal much damage to Shuckle, so we gain back a lot of HP from Leftovers. He takes a few Sludge Bombs from Shuckle before finally going down. With the final badge at hand, we cross Route 10 into Wyndon and prepare for the semifinals. First up is Marnie. Shuckle is pretty over-leveled thanks to that battle with Raihan. This means that we roll through Marnie's entire team with no issue, only using the Rollout combo. Her Toxicroak hits us with Toxic, but we take out the rest of her team so fast that it doesn't matter. Next up is everyone's favorite, but just like the previous battle, we have no problem clearing out Hop's entire team, even as Dynamax Inteleon goes down with one hit. Something fishy is going on in Galar, and Oleana doesn't want us to figure out what it is. She starts off with her Frostlass, who burns us with Will-O-Wisp. We fire back with Rollout to bring her down. Milotic and Salazzle both go down with no issue. Serena is tricky because she uses Attract, so we just have to hope that Shuckle will attack. We're finally able to take her out, and Oleana sends out our last Pokemon, Garbodor. We Dynamax Shuckle and go for Max Guard since our health is low. He hits us with Max Rockfall on the next turn, and we fire back with Max Quake. We take one more Max Rockfall and fire back once more. We're running low on HP, but we're able to survive a Gunk Shot and claim the victory with Earthquake. We head back to Wyndham with Hop to take on the finals. We get interrupted by Bede, who challenges us to another battle. His Mawile is easily taken out by Earthquake, and the rest of his team gets blasted by Rollout. Nessa is the next trainer standing between Shuckle and Leon. I expected her to give me a lot of trouble just like the first time we battled, but Shuckle is just so overleveled that we take her team down with no problems. Her water moves don't deal much damage at all. With Nessa out of the way, we can have another battle with Bea. As you probably already guessed, she doesn't stand a chance. We take out her team with ease and move on to Raihan. Raihan is much easier to deal with this time around since this isn't a double battle. Just like the last few battles, we steamroll his team with our famous combo. Before we're able to have a battle with Leon, Chairman Rose begins to stir up trouble. We track him down and challenge him to a battle. His Steel-type Pokemon will likely be a problem for Shuckle. His Escavalier hits us for a lot of damage, and Shuckle starts missing attacks left and right. We barely make it through Berserker, and Ferrothorn takes us out in one attack. Shuckle has better luck with his accuracy on the next try, so we make it to Ferrothorn with most of our HP. We pelt him with Rollout, which backfires a little thanks to his Iron Barb's ability. We bring him down with 42 HP to spare, and kick off Rollout again against Klinklang. After a lot of back and forth, he goes down, and we hit Copperajah with 2 monstrous attacks. We barely survive a G-Max Steel Surge, but we claim the victory and stop Chairman Rose from doing whatever, being evil or something. We capture Eternatus and head back to Wyndon to finally challenge Leon. Leon's Aegislash is tricky. He uses the move King Shield nearly every other turn, so Rollout won't work here. I need to use Defense Curl every time he goes for King Shield. He hits us with Flash Cannon, which does a ton of damage. We fire back with Earthquake and deal way more damage than I was expecting. We take a critical hit Flash Cannon and fire back with another Earthquake, taking Aegislash down. Leon sends out Haxorus, who uses Iron Tail, and we kick off Rollout. She misses her third Iron Tail, allowing us to take her out. We have very little HP left at this point, and Seismitoad uses Toxic first thing, making things worse. We're able to take it out, but we're quickly defeated by Cinderace. We make the final push to level 100 and try again. This time we manage to not get hit by Toxic and take out Cinderace and Dragapult with Rollout. Leon's final Pokemon Charizard hits us with Max Rockfall, and somehow Shuckle manages to miss the 40-foot tall monster in front of him. We Dynamax and go for Max Guard so that we can stall a bit. We both go for Max Rockfall on the next turn, and Charizard goes back to his normal form. It only takes one more Max Rockfall for Charizard to fall, and with that, Shuckle is now the new Galarian champion. Before we can wrap this up for good, we find Hop waiting for us for one more battle. We take the time to max out Shuckle's defense with Defense Curl while battling Double. Double's Double Edge doesn't deal very much damage to us, and after a handful of turns, he goes down. Hop sends out Pincurchin next, who was taken out after 3 Earthquakes. Inteleon is up next, and he starts to fire off snipe shots at us, dealing massive damage. After 3 attacks, Shuckle goes down. On our second attempt, we're able to time Rollout so that Inteleon catches it at full power, taking him down right away. Snorlax and Corviknight don't give us much trouble, but we run into an issue when we make it to Hop's Zamazenta. It uses the move Behemoth Bash and lands a crit, taking nearly all of Shuckle's HP. We get taken out on the next turn. Finally, after a handful of tries, we make it back to Zamazenta with enough HP to survive all of his Behemoth Bashes, none of which managed to crit. None of his other moves are able to deal enough damage to take us out, so after several Earthquakes, Zamazenta goes down and we have officially defeated Hop. This challenge wasn't particularly hard, but it was very time consuming considering how Rollout needed to be timed just right in certain situations. What type of challenge video would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments, and check out our Discord or follow me on Twitter to chat with me personally. Consider becoming a member by clicking the join button below, and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos. My name is Trendge, and I'll see you on the next adventure.